Hello there, Wildcats. Welcome to your Algebra 1 class. In this video, we are going to discuss about isosceles and equilateral triangle. And I'm going to model how we're going to use the characteristics, the definitions, and of these two triangles to solve a given problem. Okay, so all of the narration that I have right now, I'm going to put that in the below this video so you can go back, and I will put some examples also there. All right, so an isosceles triangle has two congruent sides. Okay, so if I'm going to draw a triangle here, so when we say isosceles triangle, these two sides here are congruent, and we call these as your legs. Okay, these are the leg. That's one leg, and then this is another leg, and we call this side here as the base. Okay, the angle between the leg is called the vertex angle. Okay, so this is what we call now your vertex angle here. So all of them are, we can call them a vertex angle, but in this particular type of triangle, we call this angle here. Okay, these are your base angle. Okay, we call them the two base angle, and the base angle. Okay, the base angle are always congruent, meaning they have they are the same. They have the same measure. Sorry about that. All right. So next type of triangle that we will be focusing on this video is your equilateral triangle. Your equilateral triangle, it's easy to memorize here. One of the characteristics of your equilateral triangle is that all of the sides are congruent. So meaning this side is congruent to this and to that. So all of the sides are congruent. And if the sides are congruent, therefore all of the angle, okay, the angle inside are also congruent. This angle here is congruent here. Okay, and it's also congruent. Now, if all the angles there, okay, if all the angles inside your equilateral triangles are congruent, and on the previous topic that we discussed, it says there that we discussed about triangle angle sum. If you add all the angles inside a triangle, it sums up to 180. So if they are all congruent, therefore the angles in equilateral triangle is equivalent to 60 degrees. Mister, is that always? Yes, it's always 60 degrees. All right. So those are the important characteristics of isosceles and equilateral triangle. Now we are going to start with our first example. Using those characteristics, how are we going to solve this type of triangle? So in example 1, we have to identify what type of triangle is this one. Sorry about that. So basically, it says there that all of these angles are congruent. Okay, thus it's a equilateral triangle. So we will be using the characteristics of equilateral triangle in solving this. And one of the characteristics, it says there that all the sides are congruent. Okay, thus if this one are congruent, then your 5x, you can set up your equation as a 5x minus 6 is equal to 3x plus 2, because they are on the same measure. So again, we combine like terms. This will become 5x minus 3x is equal to 2 plus 6. 5 minus 3, it's 2x. Okay, is equal to 8. Divide both sides by 2. Then the value of x is equal to 4. Now, that is the value of x, because in the problem we just find the value of x and y. Now the y here, it's because it's an equilateral triangle. We said that in equilateral triangle, all the angles are 60 degrees all the time, and it will always be. So we just set up your equation as 5y is equal to 60. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Thus, your y is equal to 12. Okay, as easy as that. Okay, next, number 2 is an isosceles triangle. Isosceles. So this is a type of isosceles triangle. It's because 4 and 4 are the same here. They are congruent. And of course, this is the base side, or the base, which is 3. And basically, we said on one of the characteristics of an isosceles triangle is that the base angles are congruent. Okay, the base angles are congruent. Thus, if this is 66, then x is equal also to 66 degrees. Okay, by definition of isosceles triangle. Now, if this is 66, both are 66, what will be our y? Our y, okay, we can solve our y using your triangle angle sum. Do not forget that if you add all the angles inside your triangle, it's equivalent to 180 degrees. So the base angle are the same, which is 66 plus 66, and then I'm going to add y. That is equivalent to 180 degrees. So 66 plus 66 will give us 132, plus y is equal to 180. Okay, I'm going to isolate my y. That is, y is equal to 180 minus 132. And we can now solve for y, which is 48. So the value of y is 48, or this angle is 48 degrees. Okay, that's how we use our equilateral and isosceles triangle. Okay, next is we have number 3 problem, which we have if you are going to identify all of this 3 triangle is an equilateral. Thus, all of the sides are congruent and all the angles are congruent. So this one, again, it's always 60 because it's an equilateral triangle. Now your x here, it's 4x, and that 4x is congruent to all of the sides here, which is, again, you have 40 there. So I have 4x is equal to 40. So I'm going to divide both sides by 4, which is x is equal to 10. So my x is equal to 10. Again, all of the sides are congruent. So because this is 40 and it's congruent here, that's congruent there. This is 40 also, that's 40. This is 40. This is also 40. Okay, which is, we're looking for the x. So you just divide the 40 by 4 so that we can have the value of x. Okay. Next is we have number 4. It's an equilateral triangle. Now, this is a tricky part. It's because it says they're equilateral. Okay, so this one, it's also 10, and from here to here, that is also 10. Okay, now because all of the angles are also congruent, okay, this is also 5y. Okay, and we know it's 60 degrees. And of course, on this side, the whole thing here, because they divide equilateral triangle into 2 parts to make it 2 right triangle. But the whole part here, okay, because this is just only the x. Now, there's another angle here. The whole part there will also be 5y. Okay? So, to get the value of y, we just put there 5y is equal to 60. And I'm going to divide 5 both sides, because we all know that all of the angles on an equilateral triangle, it's 60 degrees. Therefore, y is equal to 12. Okay, so y is equal to 12. Now, your 5y here, this will be 60 also. And maybe I'll assume that this segment here is as angle bisector of the 5y. Therefore, your x is equal to 30 degrees. All right. Next, it's again an example of equilateral triangle. So on this side, we have 2y. Okay. Again, all of this angle is equivalent to 60. Okay. So that is 60. This is 60. Thus, if this is 60, so you have 2y is equal to 60. I'm going to divide 2 both sides. Therefore, the value of y is equal to 30. Now, because it's an equilateral triangle, this side here is congruent to this side. Thus, we have to set that up as a, they are equal. So, 3x plus 8 is equal to 4x minus 4. Okay. So, transpose that. So, we have 8 plus 4 is equal to 4x minus 3x. 8 plus 4 will give us 12. And 4 minus 3 is just only x. So the value of x is equal to 12, because it's an equilateral triangle. All right, next example. All right, so we are going to find x, y, and z by using the characteristics of an equilateral and isosceles triangle. All right, so of course this is 40. Y is equal to 10. So one down. So y on example number 6, y is equal to 10. Mr. Why is it equal to 10? It is because these are congruent, right? So this is 43 degrees. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, because this angle are also congruent, so I have another x there. So we have 2x now. So I'm going to add all of this using triangle angle sum. So 43 plus 43 plus how many x's do we have? We have 2 x's is equal to 180 degrees. Okay, so 43 plus 43 will give us 86 plus 2x is equal to 180. Then we have 2x is equal to 180 minus 86 will give us 94. Divide both sides by 2, so x is equal to 47. Right? So x is equal to 47. That's 47 degrees. And then of course, looking at the because these two angles are congruent and the opposite sides, this one it's 5, therefore they are also the same. Z is equal to 5 because the angles are congruent. So whatever sides that they are opposite to it will always be congruent too, right? So next is number 7. Now number 7, it's a combination of isosceles and equilateral triangle. The top triangle, it's an equilateral triangle. Therefore, x is equal to 60 and z is also equal to 60 degrees because the top one is 60 degrees, it says there. All right. Now, the bottom one, it's y is equal to 80. Why, Mr. Why is it is equal to 80? It's because 50 plus 50, it's 100. So 180 minus 100, which is 80. So as easy as that. So you just analyze and use the characteristics of isosceles and equilateral triangle. And the last example for today's video. So again, it shows there that all of these are 9. Therefore, okay, it's an equilateral. Now we'll be using the characteristics of an equilateral triangle to solve the problem. And it says there that all angles in an equilateral triangle, okay, all sides are congruent, then that's an equilateral. And also we have to note that equilateral triangles, all the angles are also congruent. So of course this will be 60. We know that this is 60 degrees. And this angle, we know that it's 60 degrees also. And same with this angle, it's 60 degrees. But how are we going to find the values of x, y, and z? So for x, so we have 3x is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 3. Therefore, that will give us 12. Or, sorry, 20. I'll just change that. 20. So the value of x is equal to 20. Now we have to repeat the process with the 5z and 4y. So 5z is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 5. So z is equal to 12. All right. And the last one, it's again the same procedure. 4y is equal to 60. Divide both sides by 4. So y is equal to 15. Okay. Those are the example on how are you going to solve for sides, angles of a given isosceles and equilateral triangle. Always remember that equilateral triangles, all the sides are congruent and all the angles are also congruent. For isosceles triangle, the base angles are congruent and two sides, the opposite facing those base angle, are also congruent. Thank you guys, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.